Alright guys, today's a long playing review for Wonderboy on the Amstrad CPC. And this is a conversion of a classic Sega arcade machine from 1986. And I think this version came out on the Amstrad a year later in 1987. But it's actually one of the earliest games I ever played on a home computer. Actually, I played it for the first time on my uncle's ZX Spectrum. And it was alright. I really liked it at the time. Anyway, enough of that. Yeah, it's one of the earliest games I ever played, as I said, and I never really got off the second round on the first area, which is a sort of a cloud level, which you'll see obviously shortly. So here he is, Wonderboy. Yeah, and as you can tell, we've got some very basic sort of graphics, pretty awful music. Snail there, the scrolling's moving at a snail's pace as well. Actually, it scrolls in chunks, and some very sort of basic animation and sprites there, really. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna be doing a huge long play of this. I thought it was actually my mistake. It was thinking it was only 4 areas, so this would be I don't know, done in I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes or so. No, misread the instructions. There's actually 7 areas with 4 rounds each, and so this video lasts about an hour long. And guys, I'm not going to commentate for the full hour. I really can't be arsed. This game took me so long to do. There you go, that's the end of the first round there. So yeah, I'm probably just going to commentate for just a few minutes here. I'm absolutely sick to death of this game already. And yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'll just I did the first 4 rounds thinking, oh, I've completed it, and I didn't. There was still more rounds to go. Sorry, areas. Sorry, split into areas. I'm sorry. So for areas 5, 6 and 7, I didn't do it all in one go. I just came back and did it in a few rounds at a time over this week. To be honest with you guys, this game's pretty dull. And as I said, there's like 4 rounds per area, and pretty much the level layouts for each of the rounds stays the same for each of the areas. So you're just going through the same you know, landscapes and backgrounds and layouts each time, pretty much. Few slight changes occasionally, different amounts of enemies, but pretty much the same enemies each time as well. Now those skateboards are a real pain in the arse. Supposed to mean you can zip through levels and smash through rocks and other hazards and stuff, but it's absolutely useless on this level, especially this level with the clouds, because you can't come to a stop on the skateboard at all. You're always moving forward, which makes this level pretty much impossible whilst you're on the skateboard. So you might as well pick up, use it to kill an enemy, then quickly move on to your clouds. Now, anyway, onto the game itself. You've got energy level at the top there that's constantly ticking down, so you have to eat food there, as you can see there, to replenish. So, and these cloud levels are probably the hardest out of the 4 areas, because you got to get the timing right on those moving clouds. Now, your only weapon in the game, aside from having your skateboard and then later a fairy protecting you, is that axe. You need to smash an egg to pick up the axe. But if you do die, then you actually lose that axe, unfortunately. which later on in the game will just makes it absolutely impossible. Now there's an egg. Hurrah! We found a fairy, and that fairy makes us invulnerable. I'm not sure to the fire though, can't remember. Now occasionally you smash an egg and a little devil comes out, and he starts zapping your energy until you move on to the next signpost of a round. There's a signpost for number 2. So if I die in this area, you go back to that signpost where you just passed, so it's like a restart point. But you don't know which eggs are going to contain a devil or not, so it's a bit hit and miss. Oh, there's a doll to pick up there. I'll come back onto dolls in a minute. As I was saying, there's no indication if an egg contains a devil or not. I think that one does. Now in the arcade, the bad eggs are sort of coloured with sort of red speckles on them. But in this version, it's the same sprite every time for eggs, so you don't know what's lurking in them. That previous one, did contain a devil. I knew that from having played the game through to completion, so I made a note of which eggs were good and bad for each round, sadly. But I wanted to get through this as quickly as possible and try and do it without losing a life. Which I have done by doing it in sort of sections at a time, coming back to them. Well, that was a bonus life there, I think I just picked up. Like a smaller doll version of yourself. Yeah, you'll need as many lives as you can get, of course. Tighten up your bonus points. So you get a point for picking up a doll. Sorry, bonus points for picking up the doll. I think it doubles what your round bonus was, or something like that. But apparently if you collect all the dolls on each of the rounds, well, at least in the arcade original, it actually opens up a secret area when you complete the game, sort of area 8. Now I've tried to do this with collecting all the dolls, but a bit later on, I think it's like area 4 or area 5, sometimes the dolls just didn't appear at all, and I've gone back and retried each of those rounds where the dolls didn't appear. Tried to go through it as quickly as possible, jumping in all areas and destroying enemies like I should have done, but they never appeared on certain rounds, so I don't know if that's a bug in the game, and I don't know if there is a secret area 8 on the Amstrad version, who knows. Right, you can tell there the music's changing. Oh, there's a doll for this level. Oh, we've got an angel. The music's changing to something a little bit more ominous. Ominous? What's the word there? Anyway, creepy, or... Anyway, it's meant to highlight that we're getting towards the end of this area, and there's a boss battle. And the bosses are pretty much the same on each area. They just have different heads, but they move the same and have the same attack patterns. Just as you progress through the areas, well, here's the first boss, this strange head. It's really badly animated and sort of very, very slowly shuffling across, and nasty sprite flicker on the go. Okay, we've already killed him. He loses his head and drops the item you meant to pick up this level. And that's the end of this first area. The bosses do get slightly harder, but you won't really notice till about area 6. They fire the fireballs more frequently. So by the time I get to, you see me on the very, very last boss of the game, he's firing fireballs every couple of seconds, so I really have to take my time on that. But basically, you're Wonderboy, and you've got to go and rescue your girlfriend. Usual plot. Usual rubbish, really. Now, the arcade game was pretty good as a simple platformer. It was fast and it was fun. But this isn't. This is a really stodgy, badly programmed platformer. Apart from the sort of speed of the thing, the worst thing about this game is the controls. Incredibly laggy and unresponsive. Obviously the computer's really struggling to keep up with what's going on, but that's obviously how the programmers have programmed it. You know, poor programming. Although it was early days of programming on the Amstrad, you know, this is 1986, 87. Oops. That's the reason those rocks like to take lots of energy off you if you run into them. Watch out for snakes that suddenly just pop up when you're very close to them. But yeah, I mean, it's not, the laggy controls are not helped by the game running really slowly. It's a specky port by the looks of it as well. It sort of moves and plays the same. But rather bizarrely, it's got the same sprites and graphics as the Commodore 64 version. It's a bit unusual to see that on the Amstrad, it using the Commodore 64 graphics, or maybe it was vice versa, the Commodore 64 version used the Amstrad graphics. Anyway, it looks better on the Commodore, I think, anyway. And actually plays really well on the Commodore 64 version. That's actually quite speedy, actually. It's quite a good version. Probably the best of the home computer versions to have. Spectrum version is very similar to the Amstrad, with perhaps smaller sprites, but just moves a little bit faster as well. Obviously the home version to have really is the Sega Master System port on its console. As you'd expect, that's really good, being it's a Sega version of a Sega game. Even so, I have lots of fond memories of this game, playing it on my uncle's Spectrum. I think this was the very first Spectrum game I ever played, and one of the earliest games period, actually. I can never get off this cloud and water level on the first area though. Going back onto the controls, another issue is they've tried to sort of implement sort of inertia with the game. So if you jump from a standing still position, you don't jump very far, and if you've not moved enough when you jump, you don't jump as far as well. Plus, we've got this strange system of the fire button, where the fire button is used to make you run faster and jump higher. So you need to pretty much hold down the fire button the entire game. So to make good jumps, you need to have a little bit of a run up whilst holding the fire button down, and then you have to use up to jump. Not the greatest control system in the world, but you know, what can you do with one fire button, I suppose. You can only fire 2 actors at a time, that's worth remembering as well. But yeah, definitely these rounds of the moving clouds and stuff are definitely the hardest. But anyway, I've pretty much had enough already of this game. I'm just sick of playing Wonderboy through it after all the rounds. So I'm just gonna sum things up here and let you watch the rest of it yourselves. So you know, not very good graphics, not a particularly good platform game, sort of badly programmed with sluggish controls, scrolling that sort of scrolls at like I don't know, it looks like it's scrolling about sort of 6 to 10 pixels at a time. Not very good at all. But I suppose you could have a reasonable amount of fun from it if you do like your platforming games. Oh yeah, that music is bloody horrible as well. It just sounds like one continuous drone of a couple of notes. But I suppose I've only used 1 or 2 channels for the music. I've left a channel spare to use sound effects, and the sound effects are alright actually. Nice jumping noises and noises for picking up stuff and shooting things and killing things. An awful lot of sprite flicker though. But there's plenty of annoying deaths in this game, usually from you sort of slow down causing it, and sluggish controls, which makes it even more annoying. But anyway, I'm gonna leave things here, guys. I'm gonna give this game 6 out of 10. So thanks for watching, and well done if you lost the whole hour and 10 minutes to watch all the levels. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you again soon. Cheers, bye.
Yeah.